Welcome to our explainer. Sometimes two completely unrelated things happen at the exact same time, and when you put them side by side, wow, they can reveal something pretty fascinating about our world. Today, we're looking at two global ambitions that could not be more different, but each one tells us a powerful story about, well, power.
So, what on Earth could possibly connect a mission to the moon with a demand for a bride and a cool $1 billion? On the surface, yeah, absolutely nothing. But these two stories actually unfolded at the same time, and looking at them together gives us this really unique snapshot of the world we're living in right now. So, let's break it down. On one side, we've got NASA's Artemis II mission, this amazing symbol of global teamwork, of thinking generations ahead. And on the other side, a bizarre series of tweets from a Ugandan general. It represents a style of politics that's impulsive, it's personal, and it's all about getting something right now. Okay, so let's meet the main characters in these two global dramas. In one story, we have a team of astronauts, right? The best of the best from multiple nations, all working together towards one goal. And in the other, we have one man, a powerful general, the son of a president, who is not afraid to say exactly what's on his mind, no matter what the consequences are. I mean, just look at the Artemis II crew. The crew itself tells a story. It's this deliberate picture of modern collaboration. You've got Commander Reed Wiseman. You have pilot Victor Glover, who became the first African-American to fly to the moon. You've got Christina Koch, the first woman, and Jeremy Hansen from Canada, the first non-American ever on a lunar mission. This crew was designed from the ground up to represent a truly global effort. All right, now let's pivot and meet the other key figure. This is Uganda's top army chief. And to really understand him, you have to know this. He is the son of a president who has been in power for 40 years. This general has built a reputation for making these wild statements on social media that can and definitely do cause major international incidents. Okay, first up, let's really dig into the Artemis mission. To grasp how significant this is, you can't see it as just a single event. You have to see it as one single, crucial step in a plan that spans decades, with a goal that's, well, it's almost unbelievably ambitious. See, the Artemis program is this incredible step-by-step plan. It started with an uncrewed test flight a while back. The mission we're talking about, Artemis II, was the first one with people on board. The next steps are all about actually landing on the moon again, and then, in the late 2020s, starting to build a permanent lunar base. And why do all that? Because the moon is seen as the essential stepping stone for the ultimate goal, sending humans to Mars. And just think about the insane technical hurdles here. As the capsule came screaming back into Earth's atmosphere, its heat shield had to survive temperatures of nearly 2,800 degrees Celsius. I mean, that is literally half as hot as the surface of the sun. It created a plasma field so intense that it completely blacked out all communications. This was, without a doubt, one of the most critical tests of the entire mission. So this flight wasn't really about landing on the moon, it was about proving that you could. Think of it as the ultimate dress rehearsal. The whole goal was to push every single critical system, life support, navigation, and especially that fiery re-entry to its absolute limit. They had to be 100% certain they could get humans to the moon, and just as importantly, bring them home safely. And this quote, I think, just brilliantly sums up the spirit of the entire mission. It wasn't just some technical exercise. Like Commander Wiseman said, it was about providing this moment of global reflection, a reminder of our shared home floating in the vastness of space. Okay, time to shift gears dramatically. We're going from a multi-decade plan to reach the stars to an ultimatum demanding something right here on Earth right now. And this is a story that's driven by pride, personality, and raw power. Now, to get why the general is doing this, you've got to understand the context. Uganda has been led by the very same president for 40 decades. His son, the man making these demands, is the head of the entire military, and this creates a power structure where personal whims can very quickly become matters of state policy. And get this was the demand. Not in a private meeting, but posted on Twitter for the whole world to see. A 30-day ultimatum to Turkey. The price? $1 billion. Oh, and on top of that, he demanded that the most beautiful woman in the country be given to him as a wife. And believe me, this was not some one-off bizarre moment. He previously caused a huge international stir by offering 100 cows for the hand of Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni. That incident actually forced his own father, the president, to issue a public apology to Italy. So yeah, there's a pattern of behavior here. So what's this all about? Where's this coming from?
Well, it boils down to Somalia. See, Ugandan troops are the ones providing security on the ground there, a really dangerous and difficult job. Meanwhile, Turkey has been sweeping in and signing these massive economic deals for oil, for infrastructure. So, from the general's perspective, it's pretty simple. Hey, we're spilling blood for security, so we deserve a piece of the pie. All right, so let's zoom back out. When you put these two completely different stories together, what do they actually reveal? Well, they're pretty much perfect examples of two very, very different ways nations try to get what they want in the 21st century. I mean, the contrast could not be clearer. Just look at the goals. Artemis is all about discovery for all humanity. The general's demand is about wealth and power for one country, or maybe even just for one man. Look at the methods: international collaboration versus inflammatory threats. And the timeline: planning for generations versus a 30-day ultimatum. I mean, it is literally night and day. This all really boils down to two very different types of influence. The Artemis mission is a classic textbook example of soft power. You're attracting allies and influencing the world through inspiration and shared scientific goals. The Ugandan ultimatum? That's just a raw form of hard power, trying to get what you want through force, through coercion, and through direct demands. So you might be thinking, okay, cool comparison, but why does this actually matter? Why does comparing a space mission to a Twitter threat matter? Well, because these aren't just two weird, unrelated news stories. They actually represent a fundamental choice that we're all facing. What we're really looking at here are two competing visions for the future. One path is built on these long-term collaborative projects where everyone can win. The other path? It's all about short-term zero-sum games, where for one person to gain, another has to lose. And it's all driven by ego and impulse. And that leaves us with the big question, doesn't it? As we all move into the future, which of these paths are we going to see more of? Will our world be shaped by collaborative vision and careful long-term planning, or by chaotic demands and impulsive power plays? The answer to that